Most guys try to attract women with a mindset similar to that of a kiosk salesman. They try to convince women that they're desirable. Unfortunately, whenever you try to sell yourself, it instantly makes you less attractive. There is a much more effective strategy. Become the buyer. It's counterintuitive and subtle, but if you adopt the buyer's mentality when it comes to attracting women, your results will exponentially improve. The seller mentality starts with a fundamental assumption that goes something like this. By default, women are not attracted to me, so I have to sell myself to a girl to convince her to like me. Men have a variety of different methods for selling themselves to women. Some guys try to show off how wealthy they are. I used to know a guy who would tell every single girl he met, "I'm a Raytheon engineer. It's no big deal, but it's nice to have a job that makes me a six-figure income." Or a guy might sell himself to women by using pickup techniques like nagging. "Ew, your dress is a little too yellow." Other guys try to impress women by complimenting them on their beauty and showering them with positive attention. None of these things are attractive to women when you do them in an attempt to impress a woman. Girls can sense when you're trying to get something from them. They can detect the subtle differences in your tone, your eye contact, and your body language that indicate you are acting from the seller mentality. That isn't to say that you should never tease a girl or that complimenting a girl is always unattractive, but the act of doing something as a technique to convince a girl to like you is an inherently unattractive mindset. And nothing you do from that mindset is going to help you succeed. Everyone falls into the seller mentality occasionally, but for most men, it's the default. And throughout the course of their lives, this mentality has cost them countless opportunities with attractive women. So, what's the solution? How do you step out of the seller mentality and into the much more attractive buyer's mentality? It starts with understanding an important paradox. Consciously or unconsciously, we measure our interactions with women according to some goal we have. That goal might be to make the girl laugh, to get her number, to sleep with her, or to make her your girlfriend. Your goal is based on your personal expectations of what kind of result you should strive for with a particular girl. We fall into the seller mentality to reach that goal. We assume that by default, the girl won't give us her number, but if we try hard enough, we can make her give us her number. We try to sell the girl on the idea that she should give us her number the same way a kiosk salesman sells people on overpriced hand lotion. Take away the goal, and you take away the seller mentality. Imagine if a kiosk salesman's agenda were simply to make people who crossed his path happier for having met him. He would smile, say hello to people, and start friendly conversations, all for the sake of sharing positivity. In so doing, the kiosk salesman would be much more likable and charming. But of course, he wouldn't make as many sales. The same dilemma exists in dating. Getting rid of your agenda would help you make a better impression on women. However, in most cases, girls won't lead an interaction in a sexual direction. So if you don't have an agenda, how are you supposed to get any tangible results in terms of your dating life? It's a paradox. You do need to lead your interactions in a sexual direction if you expect anything to happen. But if your goal is to get a specific outcome with a girl, it's very easy to come across as needy or desperate. The solution to this paradox comes in understanding an important nuance. Wanting something to happen isn't the same as expecting it to happen. If you want a girl to like you, you'll do whatever it takes to get her to like you. But if you expect a girl to like you, you'll express yourself freely and genuinely. And then she'll probably like you for who you are. As you get more experienced with women, you'll start to expect women to like you, and you'll be able to lead interactions towards sex without ever coming across as needy. However, getting to the point where you expect women to like you can be difficult. That's why it's helpful to change your criteria for success when interacting with women. If, in general, you don't expect women to like you, because you're operating from the seller mentality, your goal should be to simply make a girl's day better for having met you. That's it. Your criteria for success is that the interaction was enjoyable for her. Your goal isn't to sleep with her or to get her number or anything like that. It's just to make her day better for having met you. By operating through this mindset, you'll let go of any neediness in your interactions with women. You'll be more lighthearted and fun. As a result, you'll get increasingly positive reactions from the women you meet. Of course, if you have good chemistry with a girl, you might as well ask for her number, but that's not your goal. That's a byproduct of having a good interaction. By changing your agenda, your expectations will start to change as well. Instead of expecting women to dismiss you or reject you, you'll start to expect them to enjoy interacting with you and to be glad to have met you. From this point, you'll have developed an understanding of what it means to interact with women from the buyer mentality. At first, it might be a bit uncomfortable when you go for the close, but this will dissipate with experience. Plus, the fact that you've learned to operate from the buyer mentality will make women more receptive to your advances in general. As a result, your expectations will shift to become even more positive, and your results with women will improve even further. It's an upward spiral, and it all starts by changing your agenda to simply make her day better for having met me.